so to speak.
It wasn't really a scrimmage. We didn't tackle. But I just wanted to kind of impromptu. I just decided that I think we got to let our quarterbacks and defense, we got to operate without the coaches on the field. You know, operate the mechanics of the call, operate, you know, wristbands, let the coordinators get used to calling the game instead of scripting practice. So I just want to do it. I'm going to do it again and again. I think sometimes, like, as football coaches, we're all control freaks, you know. So what happens is you always want to segment practice and control. Okay, we're going to work on, like, perimeter runs. We're going to work on, you know, short yardage. And that's good, and you got to do that. But sometimes, you know, when do you play the game? You know, basketball, they kind of play the game more often every day. You know, but we don't. So I really felt like we needed to do that, and I'm absolutely convinced of it. So that's why I did this today. But yet, I didn't want to tackle today. You know, I just didn't want, you know, defense getting chopped and backs getting hit below the waist. So.
We talked about that last year, I think, like saying like sometimes the players need to not have the coaches in their ear like right on top of them. Was that part of what was behind that?
They never have a personality. The coaches supply the juice, the energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still think we're not where we need to be with that. I stand back, I listen to the huddle, I come back, I watch the whole operation, and we don't have enough personality out there. Like sometimes I'll stand behind there and it's the same energy level, whether it's 1st and 10 from our 35, or we have a big play and are on the 10-yard line going in. That can't be that way. It just can't be. But you know what happens is, you know, we're just kind of like in preseason camp, it's just, well, it's just another period, another play. As opposed to in the game, that's not the way the game's played.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think we got to keep striving to get done. The only thing I would have done differently today, and because it was so impromptu, is I really would like to see the officials out here today. So I got to make sure I forecast ahead better to get the officials here.
Is it the same way every year though, Steve? Like, do you coach a lot more, and then around maybe this time you start not stop coaching, but you take a step back a little bit to let that stuff take shape, or does it kind of just depend on the year?
It depends on the head coach. I think everybody's different. You know. Again, you'll find that, you know, I mean, coordinators, they'll want to fight you on that because they all want to have their little deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my job to look at the big picture. So I feel like at this point in time, I'm a field person, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point in time, we need to do that. So I, you know, had a double session yesterday. Today, I said, that's it. I'm going to go do that today. You know? I don't know what, you know, everything's scheduled, but I'll change it in a blink. Tomorrow's supposed to be a double session. Probably stick to it, but who knows?
Steve, talking about the offense, you know, you keep saying that you guys are going to run the ball like you did last year.
Yeah.
But what are some of the differences from last year to this year with the offense? And are you going to have a lot of say in the play calling this year?
I mean, I'm always involved in the offense. You know, that's my side of the ball. You know, head coaches usually gravitate to where they were assistants and coordinators. I will not call the plays. I can't because I'm too. I got to manage the team, and even though I'm sitting in all the time and I'm behind all the game planning and all that, I mean, you know, Ryan's got to call the game because I really wouldn't be prepared to do that. If I did that, I'd probably be sacrificing somewhere else. But I have great input. You know, I'm actively engaged all the time in that, and you know, I mean, our offense, we are really all on the same page right now in terms of personnel, coaches, our program, where we want to head offensively right now. There's a very clear vision of that. Whereas when we got here, I had a clear vision, but I had to do I also felt like I had to win as many games as I could at that point in time with the people that we had. And I thought we did a good job of that. You know, some guys go in and they just turn everything upside down and could cost, you know, we wouldn't have had a 9-win season. So now, though, we gravitated towards the end of the year. It kind of gravitated the way I wanted to. And so I think now, you know, it's very clear as to who we are and what we're going to do, and that's a good thing.
Is your throw game progressing the way you'd like to see it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we made progress here the last couple of days. What gets us, what throws us out of whack is in the 2-a-day in the afternoon when it's all pass, or sometimes at the end of these deals. You know, I'll take Sean Boyle out. You know, I might take Marty out. we're already missing Witt right now, and then all of a sudden you're in third down, and here come all the pressures. And for a young group of linemen in there, it's like a fire drill. I mean, and sometimes that really hurts you to be productive. I think we're getting better, and I think we're catching up, but I think that's stopping us from being as clean as it should be right now. You got to get the 5 guys that are going to be playing in those third down periods. I'm thinking about shifting and making instead of the first one out of the gate, the run emphasis, I might make that the pass emphasis, so that when the guys are their freshest, we're throwing the ball. I think we need to do that now, and I'm probably going to shift that around a little bit as I move here to try to catch. I like our play action game a ton. I thought today was probably, if you said it was the best thing that happened today, that was probably we're good in play action game. I think our third down game is still not quite up to speed.
Who's stepping in for Whittingham right now while he's out? Who's the next guy that steps in there?
Rorda
Oh, Lord. Okay.
and the freshman Kyle Friend.
Is he a guy that's really, I guess, if he's getting some snaps, is he a guy that's really impressive?
Right now he's, in that seventh, somewhere in that top 7. So we got to just force him in there. But it's hard for a freshman to play in the offensive line, especially when you get into third down and you get all the, the nickel blitz packages. It can really make you look foolish. And so we just got to get young guys through that process right now.
Any of those other offensive linemen that are maybe, I know you keep saying like we still want to see that top 7, top 8. Any other couple other guys that are maybe right there? We just don't need to see more from them.
Well, I mean, Eric Lofton got dinged up a little bit, so he's not out of practice for a few days. He was a guy that we hoping to see here make these strides, and he hasn't been out, so it's nothing. He'll be back. But when you're that age, you're missing valuable time right now. It's hard to get it back. He would have been a guy that we would have thought in that mix of that, but we're going to play catch up with him now.
Can you talk about the stable of running backs? I mean, a lot of times when you speak to the top 2, but when you come to practice, James breaking a nice run, you see Urban doing some nice things, and Spencer had a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's nice to have a nice stable of running backs because, as I keep telling you guys, when you run the ball the way we do, you guys are going to get hurt. Being dinged up, tired. Khalif Urban is an A like Jalen. Those two are dynamic hybrid type guys. It's perfect for us. That's exactly what we need and we want. And those guys, Khalif's the guy that's going to be playing. He's dynamic, catching the ball, dynamic with the ball in his hands. He and Jalen are very similar guys, which is terrific. So that allows us, now that we have such good running backs back here, that we can keep them in that position. And now as you spread the field, you got real explosive threats positioned throughout the field.
Oh, so you don't have any plans of redshirting Jamie or Urban right now?
I mean, I don't have any plans of redshirting anybody right now. Be quiet. I mean that too. Like I would say that that's yet to be determined. Khalif right now is going to be playing as long as he's healthy. It seems like every year now, more and more, you got to get ready to roll. Exactly what that's going to be, whatever, I don't have that answer right now.
How's the defense looking?
Good. Yeah, playing good, playing fast. Got some, young linebackers still working through it a little bit. Secondary is pretty good. Defensive front's got some experience. We got young linebackers.
When you talk about the voice that you like, the intensity in the voices, who are the guys that you do hear speaking up on defense?
Probably on defense, Levi speaking up. We like to see, Gilday should be that voice. John Ubodi should be one of those guys. On offense, Marty can be occasionally, needs to be more. Sean Boyle needs to be. Those are your older veteran guys. Matt Brown, your quarterback needs to be that guy. Your quarterback needs to be that guy. What happens in practice with these quarterbacks too is you get these segmented practices, and they're just so focused on their deal. You get on the field out here, they got to get out of their deal and get into the team deal. I don't think we're there. I think we got to get that done. Last year I don't think we had that one.